Hi there, this is Gina with Gina's Crafting Spot, and I am doing a very simple layout today. It takes a long time, but it's very simple. So those are the 4 pictures I'm going to be using of when we went to Dave & Buster's. So that pile of papers that I have right there to the left are all scraps from my Millie and June collection. So you see there I have a lot of strips. So at first I couldn't decide what to do, and then I decide, oh well, I have this Millie and June, like the cover sheet that has, you know, all the designs and colors. So I decide to cut those out, and I'm like, maybe I could use them as little banners or something like that, just as extra cardstock. So I go ahead and cut those. And the color doesn't match perfectly to the sheets. It's a little bit of a difference because it's, you know, thin paper, and, you know, it just doesn't look the same like the 12 by 12s, but, you know, close enough. You can't really tell unless you know, I guess, or you look closely. So I decided to cut those up, and yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to end up putting banners on the top and the bottom of the photos, because the photos are going to go right in the middle of the 12 by 12 sheet of American Craft white cardstock. So it's going to go like that. So since I have so many strips and scraps, I'm just going to decorate the whole thing. So I decided to cut these down a little bit, these pictures, just to give a little bit of a border around there. Just not to have it go all the way to the edge, so you could see all the pretty strips I'm going to add. So I'm going to start just grabbing the strips as soon as I mark where my photos are, just so I'm sure that I make them long enough, tall enough, because I didn't want to waste all that paper, because I could get, you know, double duty out of them. So I would cut pieces off and then put like half on top, half on the bottom part, and I did a banner edge on the edges, and yeah, I think it came out pretty cute. So here I'm just adding all of the papers on there, and then I'm going to decide how I want them laid out, you know, what colors I want near each other, not near each other, that sort of thing. So I really loved that Millie and June collection, and I used it. I mean, I'm almost done with it. I just have some of the embellishments left, not much at all of the paper. So I am going to be doing a couple other videos where I use the Millie and June as well, but this was like the bottom of the barrel. This was like it. Pretty much all I had. So yeah, you could just see I'm just cutting them so I have enough for the top and the bottom, so it could span the space that I need. And yeah, like I said, I think I said, the pictures are from Dave & Buster's. We went on a date night with my brother and my sister-in-law, and it was tons of fun. And yeah, I wanted to be sure I documented them, and I think this is a fun way to do it and use up a lot of my scraps and strips of scraps. So yeah, I like the way it came out. So there's not tons of varying thicknesses. I didn't really want to spend the time to you know, do that, like make some 1 inch, 3 inches, 4 inches. I just, you know, kind of went with what I had. So then I'm going to try with that the square punch to make the banner edges, and I, you know, people doing it super fast, but I found it easier just to use my scissors and put them down. So there I am, putting the top and the bottom one at a time, and I'm not going to make you watch all of it. I'm going to do some of them, and then I think I'm going to cut out and come back with it completed. But yeah, with this layout, since this background is so busy, yeah, there's not going to be hardly any embellishing that I'm going to do to it, aside from maybe putting the title and maybe a couple sequins. I'll show you. So yeah, so it's just careful that I was kind of lining them up so they're kind of sort of in the same up and down space, not too wonky. And there it is, all done. And then what I decided to do was get a black mat for the photos. So it was good that I cut down the photos that way. I'd have room for the mat. So it looks a little more finished to me. So I think that looks cute. I love that Millie and June collection. So since I didn't really need the whole piece of black, I just cut some strips. And I'm adding those 4 photos onto some white cardstock just so they could be all together and I wouldn't have to worry about, you know, any of the background showing through where I didn't want it. And just using my ATG to adhere everything. Now it's crooked, I'm gonna fix it. So I don't know why, but it was so, I think because of the way there was so much going on, I couldn't really figure out what to do to embellish. Because I was kind of using that whole collection only. Sorry, I'm moving my head trying to see. Is it even? Is it even? Moving my head back and forth. I look like a goof. I'm trying to get on the pictures straight. And I let the black go all the way to the edge. And I just pulled that one down a little because it was a little too high for my liking. So yeah, I let the black strips go all the way to the edge, and then I'm going to make my title using those same Millie and June letters, or the letters from the collection. They're like puffy stickers. So I'm just going to spell out Dave and Buster's. And I will go back and reinforce them. I don't think I do it on camera. And Dave and Buster's is just like a giant game room, kinda. They have adult things too. So my daughter's there. I think you just saw her. And I'm trying to finish up my layout real quick. So I'm looking through. Those are the pieces that I had left. A lot of them are like mom and best mom and grandma and, you know, more, I would think, Mother's Day theme, so I'm going to save those for a layout like that, just the embellishments, because I don't think I have much of the paper left, so that'll work. Then I'm using some of those enamel dots just around. I put a I put a heart there, and my daughter's telling me or no, I think she was just pointing at the pictures because she didn't get to go. She's like, I want to go there. So I'm thinking, what could I do? And there's not really too much to do. So I'm like, oh, there's a big hole right there. I found something. And I'm sorry if I'm driving you nuts. It's embarrassing, but I had to go potty. So I was like doing a potty dance in my chair. But I really wanted to finish this layout. Sorry if that's TMI. But yeah, so I thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.